Good morning, Year 5. Welcome back to school if you're in school, or welcome back to your home learning at home. Today is Monday, the 22nd of February 2021. The year is flying by, and this is going to be our week's spellings. We're going to be looking at the endings ably and ibly. So in this picture, you can see a man sitting back in the chair. Looks a bit like how Mr. T sits when he's at home. And it says in the picture, we can see someone who is comfortable. So we would describe them as sitting comfortably. So to turn an adjective, which already ends in able or able, into an adverb, we need to replace the le ending of the adjective with ly. So comfortable is an adjective, and then if we want to turn it into an adverb, we drop le and add ly, and that gives us the adverb comfortably. So the rules for adding ably or ably. If the root word ends in able, remove the le and replace it with ly. So the example here is reasonable. We've dropped the le on the middle part, and the end bit, our end result, is reasonably. This will change the word from an adjective into an adverb. I wonder if we could pause the video here and see if you could think of any of your own. So my idea for this would be starting off with the word understandably. So you could say, understandably, the boy was late as the bus drove past him, or something along those lines. I hope you've came up with some good ones yourself, and we could use these in our work possibly as we move forward. So we are moving on to the ably endings now. So in this picture we can see someone who is sensible. There's two sensible people there, just like we are in school. We can describe them as behaving sensibly. So as with the able or the able, to turn an adjective which already ends in able into an adverb, we replace the le ending of the adjective with ly. So again, we're turning from an adjective to an adverb, as you can see below. Sensible, sensibly. So the rule for adding ibly then. If the root word ends in ible, remove the le and replace it with ly. So for example, below, possible, we're going to drop that le and it's going to turn into possibly the adverb. This will change the word from an adjective again to an adverb. So again, there's lots of different variations for this one, but you could have said the wrestler was incredibly strong. And I'm sure you could think of much better ones than that, and I look forward to seeing some of those maybe in some of your work. So looking at these word endings, when you're reading and writing, you will see far more words which end in able or ably or ably than words end in ible or ibly. But how do you know when a word should end in either of these? So just before we start, if you're in class, you could pause and you could discuss with Miss Slater or Miss Richardson. Or if you're at home, think, is there any rules you can think of before we start this, before we learn? Just try and have a go and see what you think. Think about different words, list them down, and see if you can see any patterns between those. Is there a pattern? How do we know which ending we should use? So I'm sure you came up with some great ideas. Let's have a look at what this is about the rules. So that able, ably ending is usually, but not always, so there must be some exceptions to this, used if a complete root word can be heard before it. So here's some examples below. We've got depend and dependable. So you can see the word depend makes sense on its own. And then we've added the ending able. So enjoy and enjoyable, consider and considerable, depend and dependably, enjoy, enjoyably, consider, considerably. So the ible, ibly endings usually, but not always, used if a complete root word cannot be heard before it. And here's some examples again. So these words, they don't make sense on their own without the ible or ibly ending. So possible, pos does not make sense on its own. Horrible, terrible, incredible, incred, nope. Possibly, horribly, terribly, incredibly. So if you read the words that aren't in bold, these words do not make sense on their own. So that's a good one to watch out for if you're trying to think about which ending it could possibly be when we're writing. So looking at this one then, ably and ibly quick quiz we're going to do now. So which of these word endings is needed to change the bold adjective into an adverb? So Samia was noticeable missing from class. That doesn't make sense. So we need to make it into an adverb. So which one do you think we'd use? I'll give you a second. If you're in class, write it down on your whiteboard. If you're at home, if you've got a bit of scrap paper, write it down. I'll pause for a second and then we'll see if we can get the correct answer. So the correct answer was the ably ending. I hope you got that one. So the root word ends in able or able. So we need to remove the letters le and add ly to form the adverb noticeably. So let's try another one. Which of these word endings is needed to change the bold adjective into an adverb? Dina was considerable something faster than John. Again, this should be the ably ending. So the root word ends in able, sorry. So we need to remove the letters le and add ly to form the adverb considerably. Next one, he was visible shaken after the incident. So we know this sentence doesn't make sense. We need to add the adverb. Which one is it going to be? Write your answer down now. And of course, it's the ibly ending. So the root word ends in ible. So we need to remove the letters le and add ly to form the adverb visibly. So he was visibly shaken. She wrote legible on the check. So she's written something that makes sense on the check. It can easily be read. Which one is it going to be? Hopefully you got this one right as well. The root word ends in ible, so we need to remove the letters le and add ly to form the adverb legibly. Okay, so this is purple group and red group's tasks for today. I will attach the tasks for the rest of the week on the next slide. So if you're in purple group, you're going to choose the correct adjective from the word bank, which will be below. It's not on this one, but it is below on the actual sheet that I will attach to Teams. And turn the adjective into an adverb by adding the ably or ibly endings that we've been looking at today. Red group, your task is very similar, and again I will attach this to Teams. You will rewrite the sentences and change the bold adjectives into an adverb by adding the ably or ibly ending. The rest of the tasks will be on the next slide. So these will be your tasks for the remainder of the week, and this will be using the words that you've just completed on today's tasks. So you can do some pyramid writing or diamond writing if you're feeling confident using the words that we've just looked at. Then on Wednesday we're going to look at upper and lower case, Thursday fancy letters, and Friday join the dots. Good luck year 5, see you next time.